Okay. Hi. How's it going?
Hi.
This is Noah. He's my kid.
Hi.
Hey. So what's been going on?
We went to Panama for 10 days.
Panama?
And then we went on a boat for 3 nights.
Was that on the canal?
We released a turtle. Yes, we did. And there was like a island that had no like people, but they're used to. And somebody climbed a tree that was the captain with snowshoes.
What?
What
I
did you
couldn't
get
do
in the
that.
tree? Was there something in the tree that you wanted?
A coconut.
He climbed a tree to get a coconut?
Mm-hmm.
The captain of the boat?
Yes, and the chef was making good dessert
Yeah.
Good desserts?
So why
Yes.
were we in Panama though?
for my stem cell because we want to get me healed.
You did a stem cell transplant in Panama? That is amazing. So tell me, how do they do a stem cell transplant? Like, what did you have to do?
I didn't share.
You sit in a chair?
Yes, and then they did the shot right here.
Okay.
And then they had to get this like big wrap thing, and they had to do it right here. And when you get in the pool, we have to be there for a little bit, or we could just take it off when we get to like our room,
Okay.
and then we can go to the pool.
Oh, okay. The
And
pool is super important when it comes to stem cell transplants.
and there's like a little cover that gets like the blood because there's blood bleeding, and so they put that on because it has like a kind of like a pillow, but it just gets the blood.
Yeah, it's like a Band-Aid, right?
Oh, okay. So they put something in your vein right there. Did it stay there? So they wrapped it up in the...
No, he had a fresh IV push every day.
Oh, okay. So
So
how
for-
many days?
4 days. So the first
4
day
days.
was a blood draw and tests
Okay.
and just foundational health analysis. And
Uh-huh.
then the 4 days after that were,
You come in for an IV push.
and it literally you're in and out in 20 minutes because they
Wow.
check his blood pressure and
So they had to poke you each day a new poke. Was that hard?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, because I know when they're doing that vein, that's the bigger vein, right? The one that goes right there, so the needle's not tiny. It's probably
Yeah, and they do it like different sizes.
different blades.
Days.
Yeah. So they get the needle in there, they make sure it's in the vein so they see the blood come back. And then they hook up some kind of a stem cell thing.
They just have it in a
syringe?
and then
And
they
they
just
gently
do a quick
push it?
Yeah, and it's done in 30 seconds.
Wow.
So, and usually the reason they did a fresh IV push every
He
day,
wanted to swim.
yep, because you usually feel pretty well.
Right.
And
right.
most people don't have any side effects, and so yeah, you want to go swimming, you want to
Yeah.
go play on the beach, it's something.
Oh. So did you have any side effects? Like, did anything go wrong? No?
No.
Other than the pain of the needle going in, you were fine?
Yes, I was.
That's great. I'm so proud of you. That was brave of you to go do that.
Yeah.
So where did the stem cells come from?
So we went to a clinic in Panama where they use healthy live birth stem cells from an umbilical cord.
Wow.
So it's all donations that are made from healthy births.
Uh-huh.
And then they've been doing it for over 20 years. So they've got a really good idea about which stem cells they're looking for and which ones they want to replicate. And they have a lab there in their clinic, and they do all of that work there. And it was amazing to see. We're still waiting to see what his outcomes will be. They've
Sure.
not had many diabetic patients. He's
Right.
only their third.
So
But they've had great success in restoring other organs,
Right.
whether it was kidneys or things. So
Yeah.
we're hoping that, pancreas is not much different in terms of just that the stem cells could still do something helpful.
Sure. Well,
They've
that's
also-
the dream for diabetes. So you have type 1 diabetes, right?
No.
And do you remember how old you were when you started with the diabetes?
I think I was probably 5,
Okay. How old are you now?
6
Okay.
and 3/4.
And 3/4. Okay.
More than that, actually. You'll be 7 in like a month.
Oh, wow. You're almost going to be 7?
Yeah.
That's cool. That's great. Okay. And so for our viewers, type 1 diabetes is the type where we basically generally think it's an autoimmune condition, right? And it's where the islet cells in your pancreas makes insulin in the islet cells, and they get mistaken as a foreign invader or whatever by our immune system, and it attacks our islet cells and shuts off the insulin production, right? And the holy grail of hopeful cure would be to get some stem cells to go back to the islet cells, right, and repopulate.
Either that or help the connection between his brain and his pancreas get restored, because sometimes that can be something that is lost during the autoimmune disease.
Right.
But regardless, we're looking to put it in remission.
Right.
And there's, when I remember getting coaching from you when he was first diagnosed, that, you know, other autoimmune diseases go in remission. There's not record of diabetes.
Right.
But probably because it's so well managed.
Yeah. Well, there's no effort. Nobody ever thought of the fact that autoimmune diseases are curable. You just think that, oh, well, you've got this condition, whatever it may be. So that's interesting.
Well, and the clinic that we were at has specialized in autoimmune diseases. So whether it's MS, they work with adult patients for that. They also work with people that have arthritis and other things.
Yeah.
And so they felt like, while they haven't had many diabetic patients, he was still a good candidate.
Yeah.
You know, and they work with a lot of families actually with children with autism, which is not an autoimmune, but that was really interesting to...
Some autism actually is.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's antibodies against brain protein.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that was interesting to see the families at the clinic who were there, because, you know, you all go to the same pool together, you're all staying in the same hotel. Their stories of their children, almost always with autism, and why many of them keep coming back because of the progress that
They're
see.
seeing progress.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So, there's so much we can talk about. I want to know a little more about the turtles.
So
You got to tell me about the turtles.
We had to pay for releasing the turtles.
Okay. Where were they? Were they trapped?
Yes, you have to caught them with this hook thing.
Yeah.
And they if somebody pays for it, they can release it.
So
it's very lucrative business.
Totally, because, you know, Americans love turtles, and
because they want to save the turtles that they caught.
Yes.
Somebody's downstream waiting for that turtle. Well, I'm glad you guys got to release a turtle. That's really cool.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Did you eat some fish?
Yes.
Yeah. Did you like it?
The only fish I like now is barracuda.
Oh, do you like barracuda?
And we did have barracuda.
Oh, I like barracuda. I have a story about barracuda fishing. When I was just 15 or 16 years old, I went down to Tijuana on a mission to build some house or church or something or other, and they took us barracuda fishing, and it was amazing. They're quite the fish.
They're very ugly and
worth eating, though. Good eating, right?
They are good eating.
Yeah. All right. Well, I want to thank you for sharing your story and for being so brave to try the stem cell treatments. And you're going to be one of our miracle kids. So just keep up the good work. You're doing great.